Yo, what the fuck is going on? Today is December 3rd. Hope everyone had a good gobble day. We're going to be going over penny stocks, pre-market, and open market. We have missed the past couple of days because we've been vibing out. But to start off this one, we're going to actually go back to SNTI and also PPBT from yesterday or Monday on December 2nd. That's kind of going to set us up for what we were expecting today. So starting with SNTI, let's see. So coming into Thanksgiving, we had some up and down, some hot, some cold. It was kind of a mixed bag. So coming into out of the long weekend, didn't really know what to expect, but we knew that penny stocks under $1, were becoming weaker overall, and stuff between over $2, $5, opening in that area, tended to be stronger in general. So when we started off yesterday, the pre-market was actually kind of dog shit, and SNTI and PPBT were pretty much the only two that made sense, and they both had super bullish runs. So going over SNTI first, its yearly highs were at 750. A nice push here, a nice long flag. We've seen a lot of this price action in pre-market the past 2 weeks, where it kind of bulls out, does this like cup and handle. Sometimes it'll open down here and then push. Sometimes you get a push up above. This tends to be super bullish. So we get into open. My first goal was to just kind of let things chill out a little bit, especially after a long weekend. You don't really know what to expect, so it's better to usually just wait and see kind of what things are setting up, how things are moving, how slow, how fast, all that jazz. So moving into it, we kind of have like a flat open. We get this reject right here, tries to break, rejects, holds though. So right here, we get our first candle that tells us, okay, this could potentially rerun again. I don't think I added down here, but when I saw it here, I was a little bit pissed because these would have been pretty much good ads looking at it now. It does the wall of death, and we've seen this too a lot, where things have held a certain pivotal point or rejected off a certain point multiple times. They don't break. And usually in like previous markets, we would at least break it and then kind of just kill candle it down to like zero, essentially. But in this market, for some reason, we're just not, it's not even like breaking it by a cent. It's just like holding that line, which is kind of fucking weird. But comes down, it does another hold. It breaks this by a little bit, comes back up. And after it comes back up here, I added this candle right here because, it might not go again, but if it does go, it will go. And so we finally get this fucking push out of the gates, and it fucking rips. Yeah, so this was fucking awesome. And then it holds the 190 EMA here. There's like a flat kind of flag here. This is tough to play, in my opinion. Scalping, up down kind of deal, but trying to get another dip off of this was super hard, but it went pretty much straight up. There was a key level here at 11. Halts up at around 13, keeps going up to 17 fucking dollars a share, and then it does the old classic, just kind of fade out rest of the day, which kind of sucks, but you can't argue with this move. Beautiful move. The only problem too is that if you're looking for dips, this would have been really good. This was tough in my opinion, and then from here it's breakout, buying here. We did have a nice, open halt dip to 11 was super nice. I've gotten bagged a few times in the past couple months off of open halt, so I've been staying away. But in general, these dip and suck plays, from 11 to 14, and, $3 a fucking share. That's pretty fucking good too, even if you didn't hold it till up here. But anyways, we do have it. It peaks out at 17. It's all backside. We get this failed rotation here and then just dies out. So That was the first one. Now we're going to go over PPBT. This is again also on Monday on December 2nd. So with PPBT, this one set up differently. Notice too that we are in the $5 range. So things that, again, it confirms the idea that pennies, sub-dollar tickers are becoming weaker. Things over a couple dollars are getting hotter. This flag right here was super nice. But before we get to this flag, we have a nice U pattern. You don't see this a whole lot. A lot of times we'll just get rejections off of VWAP and then it fades back. This candle is fucking whack. As soon as I saw this, I really wasn't going to add until we were over VWAP. I unfortunately missed this one. I wanted this over here to kind of come back down here a little bit. Kind of did what SNTI did, where you have this like clear support, break down, then come back up. It just kind of hit it and then just went up. So that kind of sucks, but a nice little flag here over VWAP and then just fucking skyrockets in outer space. And as soon as it does this, so 1 halt, 2 halt, 3 halt, 4 halts, 5 halts, 6 halts, 6 halts in a row. I mean, we still have a key level here at 10, so adding here, okay, but after 6 halts, you're risking it a little bit too much here. And then it kind of double tops. Here's like a pivotal $14 level. I don't really remember what that was, but we get this double top and then it also fades. So just a key thing, once it starts to really just kind of stop halting and then just kind of fade off and cool down, it tends to stop. So that's also another key thing to remember, is you start to kind of, if you're long and looking for another setup and it's just not really working too well, I would try to avoid it as much as possible. At least the potential is not as big, but you can scalp it here and there. But anyways, okay, moving on to actually today. So we wanted to keep that in mind because, you know, that's what we're going to be looking for today, starting off today. So today we had CHRS. This one was a $2 stock. This one looked okay. This wasn't like on my #1 starred list. It was over the 200 on 168. We do have this kind of U pattern here. I was not adding into this at all. Wasn't really looking at this. It goes straight up. Rise the 190 EMA. Even like this area, none of this interests me at all. And then it hits pre-market high and dies. So, I mean, nice ads down here. You know, if you caught it off of this 168, around 168 pullback. But other than this kind of dip area, this was kind of trash. Bearish pre-market high fade there. All right, moving on. We have CTNT. So this one I thought was going to pull the SNTI. It looked super bullish. And the other thing I wanted to note too is for SNTI, it was up a shit ton in pre-market. And that usually tends to put people away because the move technically already happened. But in a super bullish market, that shit could just keep running. So with SNTI running yesterday, the whole, you know, coming from $2 and already being at 10 at open, I kind of didn't let that influence me too much, considering we already had a move like that. And usually on day 2 of runs, we see similar patterns, but they're weaker than the original or the first move. So to me, we get this move. It doesn't work here. Right here, I really thought this move would have worked or could work, just because it looks very similar. It's like a W pattern there. We didn't get it. There's also kind of like this trend line here. So I added here first. I took most of it off here just in case. We have this flat fucking resistance wall. Comes back down. It retemps it. It doesn't get back to this. And it comes all the way back down. So the morning on this was super choppy. And I think a lot of people got chopped up in the morning. Just because I think a lot of people expected similar breakout moves at least. But we never got it. Especially like for this stock to not get back to pre-market high after yesterday is kind of like a, man, that fucking sucks. But It did retry again here, but at this point, you know, you do have this kind of like double bottom consolidation area at $7, but tries to rebreak, doesn't, and just that not imaginary, but that resistance wall gets fucking WWE slammed down and then just cooked. So I made a few bucks here and then just kind of got chopped up a few times trying to like get this push, but it never happened. So RIP in the chat for CTNT, and then just fucking died out. At least with this stock, it's done, right? I don't have to worry about it anymore. So it's kind of a little bit of a letdown. There was still a little bit of scalping opportunity, but still whatever. So CTOR, this one also, I did not like coming in the open. You have this big fade pattern, which tends to not work or has not worked a lot recently. So I was initially kind of pulled away from it. You have this kind of flag consolidation here under VWAP. Again, for me, I wasn't going to touch it under VWAP just because things haven't worked. But again, when in a bullish market, sometimes things like this actually run. So you still have to pay attention. But this flag right here, this would have been a nice little flag. I missed this just because I really wasn't paying too much attention here. But this is a nice straight up flag. It's just weird price action here. Like I don't even know what this is. Like it's just up, down, up, down. It's like this W pattern. I guess you have this little W pattern right here. Fuck. You know, right there, down and up. Kind of got that W pattern going. You have this, not a cup and handle, but kind of this push and then this mini flag over the highs, which is super nice. And then it breaks again. So this move was super nice. Over VWAP, mini flag. You get this bull shape move. I took some down here. I think there and there. You have this kind of mini double bottom flag as well. Comes down. It tries to push here. Comes back down. Holds this area and then pushes again. Super nice move here. We do have pre-market highs at $2. To me, this is sort of a double top, and it does break, but and then it fades back down. So again, nice moves. Oh fuck, I bagged myself. Nice moves overall. You have this nice kind of sideways flag. So especially with this volume, it does look pretty clean. I'll be looking for this tomorrow. If things start to consolidate, have volume, and start pushing, we'll keep it on watch just in case. But this was a nice flag here down to 180. So it wasn't pre-market highs it rested on. It was this original flag at 180. So super nice area to add into. Pretty clean move right here. And then just kind of fucking died out. So moving on, GWAV. So this one I didn't even know about. I don't know why I did not have this on my radar. We're gonna look at it quick. After all that shit talk I was talking about pennies, here we are again. We have a stock that is under $1 that did make a super fucking nice move. This was a previous runner though. I think 64 was a key level. Looking at it from here, there's nothing here that I like. Again, just weird price action. Like this is just, you know, I guess. It holds, it pushes. Again, another just weird price action. It holds VWAP here, pushes. This is what a nice like momentum flag right there. Kind of this dip to the previous high off of this candle at 60 cents. Another one here if you're doing momentum scalping, one on EMA. I don't know what 90 cents is, but I'm sure it's a daily pivot. I just don't have it marked out. And then it dies out. So again, once things start to go south, just, you know, fucking foot off the gas just because things just go sideways. All right, I think that was most of the momentum. I think PSQH is the last one. JFBR, previous runner, highs at 5. Anything that has this type of pre-market tends to kind of fade off a cliff, which it did, no volume. Skipping over it. NLSP, same thing. Volcano. Went straight to its previous 642 highs, came all the way back down, not going to pay attention to it. PPBT already went over. As a side note, its day 2 move was nothing. So day 2 moves tend to be weak. We did have a couple weeks, maybe not last week, but 2 weeks ago with those fucking Q names, QBRX, QSI, all that shit. If you're around, you know what I'm talking about. But those things I feel like just kept moving. But overall, day 2 moves tend to be not as good. PRCH, I don't even know what this is. I think it's a high float ticker here. I'm just gonna move on. All right, PSQH. So it got news. The news was, I thought the news was already about Trump. Okay, so the news this morning, so I don't really pay attention to news that often, but sometimes you need to understand the news. So anything with Trump in it tends to be super fucking good. So this thing did have Trump in it. That's why I think a lot of people got into it. There was rumors here, and then I think the news confirmed it at 1 o'clock, midday news pump here. Dude, the price action on this was such a piece of fucking shit. We have a nice dip out of the gate, so I'll give it the open dip and rip move. Comes all the way back down. It attempts again to pre-market high. It comes back down. You kind of have this like double bottom. It tries to push again. We have this downtrend here. Doesn't work. Comes all the way back down. Dude, this thing just, it kept going. I think I was fucking 0 for 3 on this bitch. She took some of my coin, so I got beef with PSQH. But you know, there is some moves here, but it just, you can tell by the price action, just the movement was garbage, even at open. Most times at open it's kind of clean, but it's super strong up or down. But this thing was just back and forth, fucking sawing people's heads off. But anyway, it grinds out, once it breaks here, I was pretty much done looking at it. It comes all the way back down, down, down. So at this point, I think it's just dead, kind of like CTNT. But the news comes out, confirms the Trump news. He's on the board. It pushes here. Pre-market high is at 5. So this dip right here, you know, you could have got here. You could have tried that. You could have tried this. Nice little dip flags here. We have this support or this resistance at 630. The price action here is still kind of like wonky, I feel like, but we do have this ascending bull flag. Ew, that's shit. You got this bull flag, which tends to happen from noon and after. Bullish stocks from like Power Hour and stuff like that have this like bull flag look tend to be, as the name would say, tend to be super bullish. We do break the yearly highs at 680, and then it's putting in some weird ass moves here in pre-market or after hours. But yeah, this was a wild stock. It just, I mean, this is pure manipulation at its finest right here. Like, just, we want it to go down, it goes down, and then the news comes out. So a little bit annoying when that happens, but that is the stock market for you. All right, SHIM, SHIM. Yeah, this one was also, didn't really like just because it's fading into open. This one did the old classic just fade and death move. SNTI, day 2 move, not going to go over it. SOAR, this one was a multi-day, ran at 76, was also a penny stock, so, you know, just get me away from this. Some people tried it. You have this U pattern here, which is nice. That was like the best move of the day. And then just trash from there. And then TZUP, I think, was just low volume. Yeah, low volume fade, nothing there. All right, that was a lot. But I did want to cover Monday's top 2 gainers with SNTI and PPBT. Today was not as... It was just kind of all over the place. CTOR, I think, was the cleanest move by far, but it just wasn't expecting it from this type of move or this type of pre-market structure. So, but we are getting bullish moves, so That is good. I think we continue this with Trump and everything else. The end of the year, I think December tends to be hotter too, going into January. So let's hope for some more bangers. Peace.